do. Do 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 do. Da, da, da. According to the live. Accordingly, accordingly, things are happening. Accordingly, I've got a time. I've got a button that I can press. Power to the people. Let me. I'm going to lose my place. I don't care. I got to go to my page and check that this is going out live. And gotta refresh and see if it's me. And there's not. What does that mean? Ah, here we go. There's a picture of me. And is there going to be any sound today? There we are. That's me. Super duper cool. Right, completely lost my place now. Completely lost where I wanted to start. Sunday. Hello. Get it right, mate. Sandy and Windy. Windy and Sandy? No, that's not right. Wendy and Peter. No, that's not right either. Welcome to the Madhouse. Coming to you from a wind-swept Lossiemouth in the north of Scotland. No secrets, no secrets. Here we are. The only problem is that I wanted to read something to you. I wanted to read some comments. I wanted to share some thoughts. I wanted to begin with something extremely profound and very meaningful. Chances of that, few and far between around here. How's it going? Apologise for the rambling nonsense. How's your lockdown? How's your acquiescence to authority? How's the giving away of the powers that you have to some external force that you've never met? Most of you have probably never met it. That's probably why you're scared of it, because when you realize people are behind everything, it's much less mystifying. I think, at least, anyway. When you realize there are human beings behind everything, you fear less because you realize that nothing is infallible and no one is indestructible. However, saying that, the populations of the world have a lot to answer for right now. Yes, we will do what you tell us to do. What happened to that rage against the machine culture that I grew up in? What happened to the F you, I won't do what you tell me? What happened to that? I saw a meme the other day that was a picture of the musical, The Sound of Music. Do you know how many people haven't actually seen The Sound of Music? Do you know how many people in different cultures around the world are not aware that that film exists? And if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, because it's so much more than a musical. Me being a person who loves music and musicals, it's so much more than a musical because it's got an extremely poignant message to it, an extremely relevant message to it, and everyone needs to watch that. But what do I know, right? What do I know? Why should you do what I say? You shouldn't. You should think for yourself, shouldn't you? We should all think for ourselves. Life would be better. Life would be better. So what's happened around the world? Um, I gave a coaching presentation yesterday on the whole concept of death and fear, and maybe I'll get around to releasing that one. We will see. Time will tell. Um, let's see where it fits into the order and priorities of importance. But once upon a time we had a relatively sane connection with the element of death, where religion gave us the strength not to fear the unknown. Religion gave us this comfort, for some a belief that there was something more, there was something beyond the unknown. But that's gone now in much of the world. And we've replaced belief in God and gods with belief in government. And that's not cool. It's not the right way to go. It's not the right thing to do. It's not big. It's not clever. Never has been. Never will be. Despite what you're told. Anyway, I wrote earlier that we fear death, we fear government, we fear the invisible enemy. It's a terrible state of affairs. And it is. To which I got a reply that society has been seduced and trapped by fallacy. It's a great point. It's a great point. The things that are false that we believe are real. The things that are fake that we believe are factual. We've lost comprehension of the actual. Frustratingly enough. So, anyway, moving on. I'm going to do a roundup of what's been happening online. My perspective, from my view, in the last 24 hours. And my attempt to connect with what's happening right now is that I've promised myself I'm going to spend an hour a day trying to educate people about the power that they have. And to study what's happening, it's not really disempowering, because very often we can evaluate information as a currency, where knowledge is the new money. It gives you power. People pay for access. They pay for information. That's why people pay for all these online coaching, coaching courses, drip feeding little pieces of information, not helping you get anywhere most of the time. So avoid them, right? The first person you need to listen to is you. I don't listen to me. What do I know? I'm as blind as the next person. But blindness is not irrelevance. Anyhow, have you noticed how much more graphically, interactively nice Twitter is compared to Facebook and YouTube right now? Have you noticed? I was just looking at the page and I was thinking, it's kind of all neatly organized there. It's kind of all really, really well done. Hell, I don't like what they stand for, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate the good things. We all need to appreciate the good things. So, are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Shall we begin? Shall we? You know, it's a good question. Are we ready? Are we ready for what's coming? Are you ready for what's coming? Really, are you ready? If you want, you can right click. If you find this video live, going out live online, you can share the URL to your profile. You can leave a comment. I might actually be able to see it somewhere on my screen. I'm not sure. You can mash likes and hearts. I don't really care, to be honest. I don't really care. If one person picks up one piece of information from this, one is better than none, right? Everyone's, I want to have a big effect. You know, what use is that? Who wants control over everyone? Who would want that? Let people be. Let people live. I'm pretty sure we'd all get on really well together. Anyway, feel free to jump in with thoughts, comments, and other bits and pieces. This is presentation 11. Like I said, I'm going to do an hour a day, and I'm going to share as much as I can. And I know there's so many people out. Imagine if everybody did that, right? Imagine if everybody took an hour out of their day to share what they learned with everybody around about them. Maybe people do that already. Maybe people do. I know people are busy. I get it. I get it. You've got lives to save and businesses to run and kids to feed, and I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's the irony is, for as much as you hate things like we're all in this together, we're fucking stuck here, aren't we? On this beautiful planet. Let's keep it that way. And as I was saying yesterday in a coaching call, right? What use is your job? What use is your money if you don't have any freedom? There's a point to think about, right? What use is it? What use is the money without freedom if you can't travel? There's no travel agency because everything collapses. What use is your nice flat in the tower block if nobody else has work? Everything. What use is your happiness if everyone around you is unhappy? I don't think it has much use. Look at it from that perspective of, the rising tide. If we want to make a change, we have to cause the tide to rise up. We're all doing our little thing, right? I'm pretty sure we all are. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Where's the line in the sand? When are we gonna realize? When are we going to start communicating with each other in a way in which we realize that we do actually all think the same thing, that this situation is bollocks? That's what it is. It's complete nonsense. Said it before, say it again. The virus is real. Take your precautions. But so is the hype. Well, yeah. Who's speaking out now? Where's the public enemy of today? Don't believe the hype. There's a white Scotsman telling you to don't believe the hype, right? Great messages transcend cultures. Truth is always true, right? Okay, what's going on Twitter? You can't follow everyone. You can't know everything. You can't. Some people like to stick to their lane, stick to their zone. That's okay. Have a worldly view as well, though, right? have a worldly view. Are you ready? Are you ready? Just the facts. David Knight posted. It is it? Is it unexpected that majority of deaths attributed to COVID are people who've exceeded the age of life expectancy? Hell, I've got old friends. I don't want them to die. But death is a reality. Death is part of life. You're going to live long. You're going to live forever. Hey, how many people now are going to be like scared to touch each other? They're going to be like, live long and prosper, dude, or whatever. I can't do that thing with my fingers where Spock used to do. Anyway. Oh, the programming, right? We're all programmed. That's how we function. The computers and the technology, they just emulate us. They don't even do it. They simulate us. They can't really emulate us. Because we're they all singing, all dancing. What's that quote from? That film. What was Fight Club? That's it, isn't it? Right. Where's the art now, huh? Where are the real artists? Everyone's quiet. You missing your entertainment industry yet? Yeah, we're all running out of time. David Knight wrote, arbitrary, estimated, and malleable numbers are being used to enslave you. Yeah, it's not social distancing, which is an oxymoronic term. It's constitutional distancing, right? Check out the latest information at BANNEDDOTVIDEO. Killed the radio star. Don't just survive. Just some people might argue at some point in time that just surviving is enough. I think we need to thrive more than survive. I really do. So, you might have missed this, posted by Lionel, the lawyer. You might have missed this. The WHO claims there's no evidence that COVID-19, the covert ID-19 operation, that COVID-19 survivors have immunity. That's why is that important? Because Bill Gates is still not close to releasing his vaccine. If the world thinks there's no need for it, they won't demand it. He's holding on and holding on and holding on. You think that there's stuff on the shelf, not just waiting for the right crisis, I guess. That's what they say. So, time tells. Sex sells. Had a friend who wrote a song. Those were the first two lines. There's truth in music. The absolute genius behind @Real Donald Trump, yielding and reopening power to each state. Yes, even a stopped clock can tell the right time twice a day, my friends. We spent the last 4 years listening to the left claim Trump was an evil dictator. Now we get to watch who the aspiring dictators really are. Yeah, good move. Good move. He did the same thing by pushing people up to the front and giving them a microphone and letting them talk. And the more people talk, the more rope they give everyone else to hang them with. Not that difficult, really, is it? It's not that difficult. Just let them speak. Let them speak and think. What was it? Yeah, I posted from yesterday the deputy prime minister's press conference with the reporters just walking around talking to each other as if everything's a-okay, no problems here. Out there, you do what we tell you, right? Arg is what I say. Arg is what I say. You might want to check out the YouTube channel, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching, where I post regular interviews with just kind of nice people doing their things with their little businesses. I'm hoping those businesses survive. Crazy, huh? Crazy number of businesses going down. Crazy the people. Once everything reopens, it's not going to reopen in the same way because your little mum and dad community shops are they're not going to have the resources to reopen. Everyone's got limited resources. Most people don't have more than a month's money saved. Most people don't. Talk about 3 months, 6 months. Who's got 6 months, right? Oh, there was also a great post yesterday with how many billions the billionaires had made in the first quarter of the year. It was nice of them to share it with us all, wasn't it? Ridiculous. Now, if you're wanting some kind of place to start, it's a Sound of Music theme, isn't it? Because let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you sing, you begin with... Oh, that's not right, is it? Well, I don't know. It's A, B, C, Do, Re, Mi, whatever. Something like that. As I said earlier, go watch it. Go watch The Sound of Music. Go watch The Sound of Music, then take a look around and tell me there's not a tear in the corner of your eye. This is it. This is the move. You're either on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. Right? Right? Don't stand with a foot in both camps. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everything good in life requires a decision. A definitive decision. A definite decision. Everything good in life. Are you married or are you not married? Oh, well, you see, I'm sort of... It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Is he alive or dead? Well, sort of in the middle there a bit, you know. It's it's virtual insanity. Yeah, start at the beginning, with one exception, which is that if you want to do something big, and you're thinking about the biggest goal you can possibly imagine, then you need to back plan. Think about what it is you want, when you want to be there, work out how much time you've got, see what steps you need to take every day. That's how the big plans get done, right? A bank's loaning out money to people, not to people, to countries. You know, and they're thinking, oh, you pay it back over 50 years, 100. It's a 100-year payback plan. It's wild. How do you think Elon Musk gets to Mars? You're not doing yourself justice if you think small. Nothing wrong with thinking small. But we need to build as a community, as a world, as a society. We need to build. We need to build because the future's not written and we all have the power to change everything. But there's a requirement. There's a requirement that we act, and that we act now. We act now to do those things. The kids are hopping and bopping and bopping and running around in the background. I'm just going to go shut the door, which is just over here, and just give myself a little bit of peace and space. Don't get me wrong, I like it when the kids are involved in everything. I do. However distracting they might be, they always provide some element, some level of value. Let's see if they get frustrated when they can't come in. Right. Back to business. John Cardillo is verified with his little blue tick on Twitter. Fuck your verifications, Twitter. You've already banned hundreds of people with good ideas and good opinions. If you think it's okay for the police to arrest people who open their businesses to feed their families, and in the process disregard unconstitutional local rules that illegally preempt state law, you're the problem, and you're living in the wrong nation. So the genius of the founding of the United States was in the creation of the Constitution as the rule of law above the people. Genius, complete genius, because people get corrupted over the generations through time very, very easily, and that was the conundrum that the founding fathers had to deal with. We can create the greatest system of ever, basically, but we know that people will manipulate, and over time, corruption will erode the values. As people can be corrupted, rules can't. Right is always right. Wrong, well, it's a different kettle of fish, as they say. It's amazing how we've been guided away from the right path. It's amazing how we've been distanced from the great writing, the great work, the great literature, the great thought. Our focus has been meddled with. You can't have success without focus. Society is just scatterbrained at the best of times. Well, at least some people are going out and protesting, if you've seen the videos. They are standing up to the challenges. And they're doing it in a very peaceful, non-violent way, which is the only way. It's the right way. Steve Pieczenik has made some interesting posts recently where he has shared videos and images, one of which was a World Health Organization meeting with demonic images in the background. You have to wonder. Analyze the details. Know who you're listening to and where they're from, and realize the power of the imagery in affecting the imagination. Realize the power of the imagery in affecting the imagination and how you see things. Why are we attracted to things? Why do things pop into our heads at certain times? There is more between heaven and earth than we will ever understand. Our minds are being played with. Because it's kind of crazy that in 2018, over 80,000 people in the USA died from the flu. That might be the season 2017-2018. It's up or around the number. Now, during that period of time, did the economy shut down? No, the media barely mentioned it because it wasn't part of their agenda at that point in time. And this is it. That's the operation. That's the false flag. That's the trick that's being played. That's the trick. Yeah. There's a great trick that has been played on all of us recently. And there's a knock at the door. Hi, Jazz. Is that you? Cool. No, I can't open the door because I'm doing a recording, darling. But when I'm finished, I'll open the door for you. Okay? But it's going to be a few minutes. Yes? Because I'm doing the recording live and I can't stop it. You want to watch more Scooby-Doo? Only if you don't come in here. Okay? Okay, I think it will be okay to watch one more. You can watch one more. There we go. There wasn't much else I could do. It's not the period of time to negotiate. Negotiation time is over. It's over. You understand? You can't negotiate with psychopaths and abusers. You can't. Just give them a red card and tell them to fuck off. Right. It's about time they turned the sports back on as well. I don't like sports, but I know people who do. I respect that. According to Luke Rudkowski, and I've watched the video, and it's true, the man who discovered HIV says coronavirus contains HIV DNA fragments and is lab created. They've stitched it together like a little Frankenstein virus, thinking that the average person's going to have no idea because they get their information from the mainstream media. You can double check this information at gilmorehealth.com. That's where he has, that's the link that Luke has posted there. Good name that, Luke. Lucius, the light bringer. Anyway, what to believe? What to believe? It's hard with the numbers. Numbers can be very easily manipulated. I've talked about this 100,000 times. Stats are kind of whatever you want them to be. Anyone who works in marketing will tell you that. You can make anything look bigger. You can make anything look smaller. It's the way that it goes. Remember to check out the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. And you'll be able to catch more of the videos that I'm skipping past because they're not relevant at this moment in time. Meanwhile, weather's been nice last couple of days here. Been outside quite a bit. Got some pictures of the kids up online. It's nice. It's nice. Get out. Stay home. No, get out and get fresh air. Get sunshine. Get exercise. These are not negative things. Never have been. Never will be. Have you even checked the laws? Have you even checked if people have authority to tell you what to do, to tell you where to go, to tell you when to get up, when to go to bed, what to think? No one's got that right. No one's got the right the same way that no one can live your life for you. Can't be done. You have to live your life for yourself. There is no other way. You know how it is. Sanity rarely prevails in an insane world. If you are banging your head against the wall, that's probably why. That's probably why. But it doesn't change the fact that we have to do whatever it is we need to do to keep liberty alive and to keep love at the heart of the matter. They want you to fear everything. There's two great drivers. There's two great drivers in life. You're either driven by love or you're driven by fear. You're either driven to something or from something. To say it's simple does not mean to ignore that it is complicated. Realize the power of the language, the power of the words. And don't give up, because as long as you don't give up and you keep going, you won't ever give in. You are required to be faithful and true and honest all of the time. Bill Hennessy wrote that in mid-March I was listening to the radio. An economist was on. He studies small businesses. He said 5% of small businesses would fail if a shutdown lasted 15 days. It was basically 2 weeks, right? 5% of businesses would fail. You know what? On the flip side of that, right, you have to realize that 4 out of every 5 new businesses fail in the first year. So it's not like failure is not something that we're used to. It's not like it can't be reorganized, restructured, rebuilt. It would be better if we didn't have to deal with the problem. You know, it's better to brush your teeth every day than have to take those extra trips to the dentist. Right? So 5% of small businesses would fail. The shutdown lasted 15 days. And it might be more. 30% of small businesses would fail if it went 30 days. 30%. Where are we now? We're up around that point, right? And at some point, it snowballs. Because people are hanging on. And as those people who are hanging on start to drop off, it speeds up and it speeds up. The snowball headed for hell. We've got to be... Don't you care about the small business owner? These people have... How many 22 million Americans unemployed? Newly unemployed in the last month. 1 million in Britain. There's 200 countries in the world. This is happening in almost all of them, or there's at least a knock-on effect. It's also interesting that not all of the countries are following the lockdown rules. This was discussed by myself and Stephen Donovan in a previous video, where the idiocy and impracticality of social distancing is far beyond belief. Yeah, I have to wonder sometimes if, you know, if some authority, if the king said, right, everyone, jump off this cliff. Me first, pick me. You have to wonder about that, right? You absolutely have to wonder. You have to wonder. Well, there was also something about, maybe it's in this feed, I'm not sure. There was something about, you know, People trying to judge why alcohol is necessary during this period of time. Wouldn't it be better for society if they just allowed people just to sober the fuck up, right? Um, you know, works. It's insane. Remember those German prison camps, right? Where they had the Jews. It said, "Work makes you free." It was a German phrase. Can't remember the actual German phrase. Work makes you free. Right. Right. And it's crazy because work does make you free if you're working on what you want to work on when you want. If it's your choice. Or if you can take the profits you make of work, and there has to be some profit. If you can take the profits you make from working for somebody else and turn it into something that you want for yourself. A holiday for your family. If you're still able to have one, because they're going to issue these passports. It's going to be digital. They're not even going to communicate with you. They're just going to scan your phone. I'm sorry. We can't access your digital data right now. That'll be it. I'm sorry, we can't process this information for you. You know, it like most people have that extra cash reserve at home, or that jar with coins, or that jar with money. What's going to happen when everything goes digital? What's going to happen when you don't have that emergency reserve? What's going to happen when the system gets hacked, when things get shut down? Where's the backup plan then? As people are driven from each other. The more you know about someone or something, the less demystifying it is, the less there is to fear it. That's why studying is important. It never ends. It never ends. Look at We Are Change tweeted out the British police overstepping their mark and removing people walking. It appears to be removing people walking their dogs from parks. I did a presentation covering police overstepping their mark the other day. Does it? The other thing I've noticed, right? These police men and women don't look very fit. I don't want to throw this out as a criticism. It's an observation, right? Like if you see someone who's fat, you're like, oh, that's a fat person, right? You see someone who's thin, oh, look, that's a thin person, right? You see somebody with a red face, oh, look, he's got a red face, whatever. Pink hair, whatever. You know, you say what you see, right? You say what you say what you see. You talk about what is happening in and around you. It's kind of natural, right? You don't have to say everything that's in your head. It's probably not a good idea. Although in my case, in my situation, I tend not to hold back because I think it saves time. If you don't like someone or something, feel free to express it, and then you'll see if you can progress to the next stage or the next level where you can actually talk about the issue or the problem rather than ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist. Because if some shit's on your mind, you're not going to progress until you get the problem off your mind. It's not going to happen. It's like when people say, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to go there. That's where we need to go. You have to open the door that's locked. You have to look in the closet. You have to look in the closet. And I noticed that it says this tweet is unavailable. Yep, because they're treating society as children has never helped. You've got to expose people to a certain level of information and allow them to think for themselves. Do you want to buy the apple juice or the Coca-Cola? The apple juice, there we go. Take the healthy choice. Now, which kind of apple juice? The fresh, pressed, local produced, or the boxed concentrate from somewhere else? You've got to let people run through the processes of real choice gradually. And what's real choice? Real choice is when you can say no. That's a real choice. If you're not free to say no to something, it's finished. It's over. It's a physical or mental prison at that point in time. It's a prison. Many people live their daily lives in a prison, completely unaware. Like they've got their heads in a bird cage or something. You can imagine, if you can imagine the people walking around in that state. In that state. Even a state, as in a country, a state is a way of thinking. It's a way of finding solutions. It's a way of approaching problems. We can't live stateless. Stateless. We can't live like that. Globalism won't work because globalism is domination. You get it, right? Globalism is domination. It's a language game. I'm not against trade. I'm not against choice. Not against it. And quite rightly said, security without liberty. It's a prison. It's a prison for all of us if we're not careful. And we build the prison around ourselves. I've seen it happen in my own life. I'm pretty sure wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's happened in yours as well. But don't think everything replaces something. Time on X replaces time on Y. Conversations with A replaces conversation with B. Time gaming for kids is often less time communicating with their parents. And don't get me started in golf, spending 3 hours walking in a circle. With the exception of the fact that you can do whatever you want in a free society. Well, you can't play golf right now, so you're not free, are you? I mean, I guarantee you there's parts of the world right now where everything is functioning perfectly normally. You're not aware of that. You're not aware of it. Wakey, wakey. Time to wake up. Lionel points out that the CDC is actually a vaccine company, as reported by Robert Kennedy Jr. Follow the money. I mean, it always comes down to the same things at the end of the day. Look at who's funding what. First of all, look at who's saying what. Oh, that which sounds reasonable can actually be completely insane. It's okay to think that. We have reasonable suspicion. All right, you mean you don't have any evidence? Reasonable. I'll give you reason. Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my life. Get the fuck out of my free time. Get the fuck out of telling me that I can't work. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Every day that people can't work, people are dying. Stay at home. Be sensible, be logical, be practical. You can't see it. You can't. Economics is a domino effect. Economics is a domino effect. Talked about it before. The computers, chips sent from other countries. I can't wait to go out and buy some clothes again. That's where do your clothes come from? Is there anybody going to be working? Is there even going to be a factory there? India ships flowers to Holland. The people can't have the flowers, and that $2 or $3 a day that's a lifeline for these people. Well, that's gone, isn't it? And what's the result of that? Crime and a wonder if life isn't just some kind of punishment. Yep. You can buy your alcohol. The churches are closed. It's the mad society. Don't forget to wear your mask as you're driving around in your car. Right? Oh, and I understand. Well, I have to keep my job because my boss has told me that everybody must follow the order. Yes, sir. Where has the free-thinking individual gone? Have we all been sold? Just like the soldiers? Have we? Where's your line? What are you going to do? Who are you going to talk to? What are you going to share? What difference are you going to make? Well, we're all trying very hard behind the scenes to keep things going. Your hands are tied. Your hands are tied. Do. Anyway, I could go on. I just wanted to share some basic points and thoughts. Stefan Molyneux writes that the lessons will keep getting harder until we finally wake up. But then what's going to be left, huh? What's going to be left? Anything? Something? Nothing? Everything? Less and less. More leads to more, less leads to less. Right? Think about it. Think about it. Relevant? Irrelevant? This is the information. This is the information. It's an information war. It's an information war. Take a little bit of time to make a difference in the world today. My name's G. You can find me on Facebook under Graham William Hendry. You can find me on Twitter under Graham W. Hendry. You can find me under the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. 2,500 free videos on YouTube while the channel remains there. Use me while you can. Use me while you can, right? You have my permission. Share everything, because it doesn't mean anything if you can't. That's for sure. pass it on. Pass it all on. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Have a great day and enjoy everything around about you as much as possible. And don't forget to tell the people you love that you love them. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. That's for sure. Thanks very much for tuning in. Leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. I don't really care. I don't really care what you do. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's it. There'll be another rant about our insane predicament very soon. Don't worry about that. Wherever you are, take care of yourself.